Hey, how's everyone doing? Today, I'm going to be showing you how to complete the Die Machine Easter egg solo and co-op. This Easter egg is super easy compared to all the Black Ops 4 Easter eggs, which is a huge relief, so this shouldn't take long. All right then, lads, let's get into it. Cold War also has the class setup system, but it's not as bad as Black Ops 4's, so to start with a weapon, if you want to get this done fast, I recommend bringing in the Gallo SA-12 shotgun. The attachments on this, if you have the weapon leveled up, are completely up to you, but I'll still tell you which attachments I had equipped. On the muzzle, I had the duck bill choke. The barrel had on the 23.5-inch cavalry lancer. The body of the weapon had the SWAT 5MW laser sight. My magazine was equipped with the Stanag 12-round tube. And finally, for the stock, I had the marathon stock. For your field upgrade, take an Aether shroud. It's the best one you can take for getting out of a shitty situation. In my game, I forgot to bring it, so I ended up having to bring in Ring of Fire, which also works, but I never used it in my game, so you can choose between the two. Step 1 of the Easter egg is going to be pretty straightforward, and it's actually explained to you in the game through markers that you can see labeled around all the way up until you finish opening up Pack-a-Punch, but I'm going to explain it a little bit more just in case. When you start your game, I recommend staying in the spawn until there's one zombie left on round 5. That way you can build up points, and when you're going to open up the power and get Pack-a-Punch, you pretty much have most of the map open at that point. So when you do have one zombie left on round 5, open all the way up to the main power room and hit this button to turn on power. To start on Pack-a-Punch, you need to press these two buttons to the left and right of the particle accelerator. A portal will spawn in the middle of the room, and you need to go through it to be pulled into the dark ether. While here, you need to find a part to Pack-a-Punch. There's only one part, and it can spawn in one of two different locations. For both of these locations, you will see a marker for a fast travel you need to go to, and the marker can either be here in the pond area of the map or at the plane wreckage here. Wherever that marker is at, you need to use the fast travel, and it will take you into a room that was previously locked but will now be unlocked, and the part will be sitting inside either of those two little rooms. It's pretty hard to miss. When you do grab that part, run all the way back to where that portal had originally spawned, and you'll see a kind of like ethereal Pack-a-Punch machine. Just go ahead and place that part down, and as soon as you do, you'll be pulled out of the dark ether. Next, we're going to work on getting the map's wonder weapon because it will be needed for a later step. There are also going to be 4 upgrades for the wonder weapon, and we will need all of those too, but I will cover those when we get closer to needing them. Whenever you end the round after turning on the power and opening up Pack-a-Punch, a dog round will start. This is not important. What is important is the round after the dog round. A megaton will spawn and you need to kill him. If you don't already know, when you damage him enough, he'll split into 2 mini bosses and you need to take them out for the full kill as just a heads up. Whenever he spawns, you need to completely kill him and he'll drop a key card that's glowing yellow. Pick that up and bring it to the weapons lab at this weird looking machine. I don't know what it is, but insert it there and a remote control will come out of the drawer. Go ahead and pick that up, and then you need to go into the living room of the main Nocturne and Toten map, and this crack in the wall, you'll have the option to turn on the Die Machine. You need to get a horde of zombies to cross over the doorway in front and activate the die. It will suck in zombies until it eventually allows you to discharge it in the same area. When you do that, the door will bust open and you can pick the wonder weapon up. Step 2 is going to be to build the Aether scope. Go back into the main power room and there should be another portal to go through. When you reach the dark ether, there will be 3 pieces you need to go and find, but this is different from the 3 location system we've all come to know. The first piece can be found at the top of the stairs in the particle accelerator room next to this fast travel. The second one is found on the plane in the wreckage, and the final piece can be found under the stairs of Noct in Spawn. Part of the reason this is different is because even though these parts will always spawn there, only one part will spawn in at a time. So if you go to a location and it's not there, go to a different one and pick up the part, then go back, and now it's a 50-50 chance of the part being there. If that makes sense, it should. Also, every time you pick up a part, a ton of dogs will spawn, so be prepared. When you have all 3 parts, if the game doesn't take you out of the dark ether immediately, just wait a minute or two and it should. When you do get back to the regular map, take the parts to this workbench behind Pack-a-Punch, build it, then pick it up. Step 4 requires you to go find this portal near Speed Cola in the medical bay. If it's not there, then it just means you might need to flip a round or two. Eventually it will appear, and when you go through it, you need to run to this computer, and on the corner of the desk there will be a diary. Pick it up and drop down to the first floor of the medical bay. Interact with this orb in the corner and a ghost of Ulrich Vogel will appear appear and you need to give him the diary. He will begin to talk, but while he's talking, as long as you stay near him, zombies will not bother you, and this is true for any steps or parts that are similar to this where you need to go find and interact with an orb and a ghost, so keep that in mind. When he's done talking, you need to run as fast as you can to the control room next to the challenges and interact with the second orb, place the diary in Vogel's hands again, and he will then talk again. When he's done, you should be pulled out of the dark ether, and if you happen to not make it to that second orb in time, it's not a problem. You'll just need to go through the Speed Cola portal again, and if it's not there, flip a round or two. Even if you've done everything correctly up to this point, you still need to go through that portal one more time, because there's one more orb we need to get. So still, if it's not there, then just flip through rounds until it appears. The final orb is behind Pack-a-Punch in front of the Aether Scope workbench. Once again, interact with it and give him the diary. This time, when he's done talking, you just need to wait for the dark ether to pull you out again. At this point, we need all 4 of the upgrades to the Die Machine: Poison, Electric, Fire, and Ice. So let's start with Poison. Come up to the mezzanine of Noct, and in this back corner, there will be a can that you need to suck up with the Die Machine. If the suck ability isn't working, then just fire a shot first, then try. If it has full ammo, then the ability won't work. Pick the can up off the floor and bring it to the bottom of the weapons lab and place it in this contraption here. You need to kill a dog next to it for the poison to be sucked inside of the can. When it gives you the prompt to pick the can back up, bring it to this box at the plane wreckage and shoot it. The chains on top should melt away, and then you can get the poison upgrade. To get the ice upgrade, you need to revert back to the base Die Machine, and this is true for all of the upgrades, so just a note, whenever you're starting on an upgrade, revert back to the base variant. To revert back, just go to whichever box you have opened, basically whichever upgrade you currently have, and just interact with it again so that way you can get the base version back. You now need to get a Megaton to spawn, and it needs to throw a radioactive ball at you while you're standing next to this tree in the pond. The fungus on the side will now start to glow, and you need to go to the penthouse of Noct, shoot this box to get it to fall, and on the ground, a beaker will be on the floor in the pond. Pick it up and you need to bring it to the fungus. Place it down and wait about like 2-3 minutes for the beaker to fill up with a blue liquid. When it is full, take that beaker over to the box in the medical bay and interact with it to get the chains to break off, now allowing you to get the ice upgrade. To get the electric upgrade, go grab the base variant of the Die Machine and go into the dark ether by using this portal at the bottom of the particle accelerator. It has to be this specific portal, and if you don't see it, then flip some rounds. When you go through the portal, you need to use the suck ability on the wonder weapon on 3 different crystals around the map. The crystals will be glowing, and you can only do this for 1 crystal at a time. The first one is in the penthouse of Noct right here. The second one is at the plane wreckage to the right of the tunnel entrance, and the third one is to the right of the tunnel entrance at the pond. When you suck up the essence of one of these crystals, the barrel of the wonder weapon will now be glowing, and you need to take it to this box at the bottom of the particle accelerator and shoot the box with the Die Machine. Now you need to go do this 2 more times with the other 2 crystals. But fair warning, if you can't get all 3 crystals and 1 dark ether go, then you already know the drill. Wait for the portal to come back. When you shoot the last crystal's essence at the box, you'll then be able to pick up the electric upgrade. The final upgrade being fire will once again require you to have the base wonder weapon, and to start, look underneath the nose of the plane and there will be a box that you can shoot, revealing a part, specifically a fuse. You can't pick this fuse up yet though, and to actually grab it, you need to head into the dark ether by using this portal in the pond. Go back to the box you shot and the nose of the plane will be floating, allowing you to grab the fuse. You now need to go to the bottom of the weapons lab and place the fuse in this laser cutter. When the laser cutter is done, you'll be brought back to the regular map, and you need to go to the back of this truck in the pond where you can pick up the fire upgrade. So now that we've gotten those 4 upgrades out of the way, and to be fair, they're not hard to do at all, now we're on step 5, and to start, you have to go back to the medical bay and interact with the computer next to where you got the diary. This will automatically input a password, and you now need to shoot the 4 corners of this containment chamber with each one of the 4 upgrades. The corners are color-coded, so this should be pretty easy. Green is poison, yellow is electric, red is fire, and blue is ice. Each time you shoot a corner, it will lift up, and that's how you know you've gotten the right color with the right wonder weapon. When you've done that, go into this portal in between the medical bay and the particle accelerator, then come up here in the medical bay. You'll be able to interact with another orb, and this time it will be 2 soldiers talking about a power source that they stole. When they're done talking, you'll be pulled back from the dark ether and a wrench will be on the floor where they stood. Pick up that wrench and then take it to the tank and spawn and knock on the side of it a couple times with the wrench. After like 2 or 3 knocks, a zombie will come out of the hatch and you just need to kill him and throw a Semtex on this side of the hatch to get the tank to shoot at a tree. If you don't have a Semtex by this point, you should have enough of the green scrap to craft one at the crafting bench, or they just drop randomly from zombies, which I'm sure you already knew if you've made it this far. Come over to the nose of the plane and the golden ball those 2 soldiers had in the flashback will be on the floor. Before you pick it up, save 1 zombie and be prepared for dogs to spawn in. While holding it, you will not be able to run, but you will have the option to drop it if you need to and are getting attacked, so just don't lose where you dropped it. Also, as a quick tip, if you get stamina up while holding it, you'll be able to walk faster than anything that is behind you, including the dogs. Take the ball all the way back to the medical bay and place it in this box on the wall. The containment chamber will now be powered and you need to get a megaton to spawn in. Split the megaton and do not kill the 2 halves. You need to get both of them to cross directly underneath the containment chamber and they will be sucked inside of it. When both halves are contained, run back up to the computer and interact with it. You'll then be locked inside the room as the 2 halves refuse and it will begin to talk to you. After some time, eventually the megaton will break containment and you'll be let out of the room. Step 6 is probably the shortest step, and all you have to do is interact with this portal in the living room of Noct. When you reach the dark ether, come to this table at the Omega outpost in Noct, and there will be another orb. Interact with it and the megaton that you just refused together will be talking to you, but this time he's human and it's a flashback. When he's done talking, you'll be pulled out of the dark ether and a picture will be laying on the desk for you to pick up. But do not pick this picture up just yet, because this will bring you into the boss fight. Before you head into the boss fight, here's what you should have. If you've taken a down at all during this, your one and only self-revive will be taken, but you can get more from the workbench for the blue rare scrap. So grab one of those if you don't have one. There is no perk cap on this game, but if you can't get all of them, I at the very least recommend Jug, Quick Revive, Speed Cola, and Stamina. For the Wonder Weapon, bring in the Poison variant, and for your Gallows Shotgun, at least have it at Purple Rarity and at least at Tier 1 Pack-a-Punch. You can pack the Die Machine, but I don't really recommend it because it's powerful enough without it. Also, grab armor, specifically Tier 3 armor. If this isn't an option, then Tier 2 will be fine. Whenever you're ready to enter the boss fight, go back and pick up that photo. You'll be immediately teleported to the particle accelerator room and Orlov, the megaton, will be there. There will be some dialogue, and when it's over, he will then run to work on smashing things. Honestly, this boss fight is so easy a toddler in potty training could do it. It doesn't even really need an explanation. All you're doing is protecting him, and to be honest, his health bar I never saw move even an inch. So he's pretty jacked. Basically, just protect yourself, occasionally checking to make sure that he doesn't have too many zombies on him, and if he does, then just shoot the poison Die Machine at him to clear everything in the surrounding area. The progress bars you see on the left side of your screen under the map are basically a way of saying how destroyed the things he's actively destroying are, and from what I can tell, the bar will fluctuate based on if he's being attacked or not. So just try to be faster than the zombies and train doing everything you normally would do while keeping an eye on that bar and him. He will go to 3 different areas of the room and destroy 3 different things, and when he's completely done, you'll have a couple seconds to make your way to this door leading into the weapons lab. When the force field is removed from the door and you're able to leave, a bunch of lightning will start covering the map, blocking certain pathways, and if you stand in this lightning for literally more than 2 seconds, you will go down or completely die depending on if you have a self-revive or not. The timer you have on the left side is how long you have to make it to the exfil site, and you need to make it there before that timer runs out, otherwise you'll die. I'm gonna stop talking now and let you see the route that I take to get to the exfil, because any other route will for sure kill you. When you've made it to the exfil, if the timer still hasn't completely reached 0, then just train the zombies around the area and wait for the helicopter to come down, and when it has, get on for the cutscene to begin to play. At this point, you'll also receive the achievement Seal the Deal. I want to thank all of you for watching this video. I had a lot of fun making it, and I appreciate everyone who does watch my videos. If you've made it this far and are still watching, leave a random emoji in the comments. I want to see from all of you. Make it something super random. My next video is going to be the Firebase Z Easter egg guide, and I hope that video can come out relatively soon. Again, thanks to all of you who are still watching and have watched this. I hope you all have a great day. Bye.